Hi, welcome to the business credit class for braiders. But this is not just for braiders, this also applies to locticians, natural hairstylists, cosmetologists, and cosmetology students, especially cosmetology students. So, I would like for you to grab a pen, paper, get your laptop, because we're about to get into some really good information about how you can prepare your business for more funding, right? Especially nowadays, because baby, the way these inflation prices is kicking in, we gotta learn how to not use our own money to expand the business, which can also help expand your personal life. But we'll get into that in a little bit. Now, this is just a business credit 101 class, so I'm going to go over how to prepare yourself and position yourself to obtain it. But as far as I will give you some tips too on building it, but that is going to have to be left up to you to do because everyone's personal finances and business finances is completely different. Okay, so I do highly suggest that you do further research, even speak to other professionals and other people in your industry who may have business credit who can give you more advice on how to set yourself up for more funding. Okay, now let's get right into the information, right? Let's not waste any time. What is business credit, right? Business credit, as you can see that I'm going to be looking down, and that's because I have my handy dandy laptop with my handy dandy notes, so bear with me. Business credit refers to a company's credit worthiness. Okay, so whether you're a business, a small business, a large business, a corporation, it basically tells your credit worthiness and its ability to borrow money or to obtain goods and services on credit, right? So it is similar to personal credit, but it is associated with a business entity rather than an individual, like personal credit, right? So business credit is important for various reasons, including financing business operations, purchasing inventory, and managing cash flow, okay? So when you think about business credit, I don't want you to be alarmed and worry about, oh my God, now I have to worry about a loan or debt. If you know how to leverage it the proper way and actually use it for the things you say you're going to use it for, paying it back or being able to pay it back on time shouldn't be an issue, okay? Now, let's go further down. Why should braiders, locticians, and stylists have it, right? Because it helps you manage your operations, duh, and helps you access financing, really. This is one of the main important things I want you guys to truly learn to master, because you don't want to be working behind the chair forever. At some point, if this is something that you love to do, if this is something you see yourself doing in the long run, you'd want to be able to expand and separate yourself from the business. And I'm not just meaning on paper, I mean that physically, meaning being able to afford to renovate, get better tools so you can do less work or work faster, or renovate or get a bigger place and expand to be able to hire other individuals to help you bring in more revenue without you having to be the only one bringing it all in. Because a lot of us right now in this salon suite stage era we're in right now, I'm not gonna lie, I got caught up in it too. We tend to not realize until it's too late that we're taking on all of the responsibilities alone. But when you prioritize business credit, you're able to leverage those finances to put you in a position to separate yourself from the business, make more money, and use their money and not touch yours, right? So, because right now I know all of you are still using your personal money, the money you just made from braiding a client, the money you just made from retwisting a client, to reinvest, to buy products, to pay rent if you're in a suite, or if you're in a salon, or if you're renting a booth, right? You put that money back into the business. That's what you did. You didn't really save that for yourself, and if you did, it was gone too fast, and now you have no money left to reinvest back into the business. So now you have to work overtime to be able to reinvest back into the business. So it kind of feels like you're chained to the business, or you're trapped in the business because you haven't found a way to strategize business credit, right? Even if you have personal credit that's jacked up, baby, I had jacked up personal credit too, and I was able to obtain and build business credit. So it doesn't matter who you are. You don't have to be that smart. You really don't. As long as you know which websites to click or which apps to download and in which order and which steps, which you got me for, you'll be just fine. Okay, don't run from this kind of thing. At some point you're gonna need it if you expect yourself to grow in this industry. Now, if this is something you expect to do at home for the rest of your life, this may not interest you, but I still recommend that you get it, because you'd want to be able to use other people's money to make more money. Why not? Okay, so why should braiders and stylists have it? We often need specialized equipment, right? Like high quality products and tools. Business credit can help secure the financing to purchase the necessary equipment and supplies, allowing you to offer a wider range of services and maintain higher standards. Make more money, right? With good business credit, you can qualify for business lines of credit or trade credit, which gives you the flexibility to cover day-to-day operational expenses. We'll talk about the difference in a little bit. A strong business credit history too can be crucial when seeking financing for business expansion. So whether it's opening a new location, like I mentioned, or renovating existing facilities, or introducing new services, or having access to credit, or introducing new services, having access to credit can facilitate these growth opportunities. So like I said, if you're in the position where you want to grow, you've got to have some business credit. If you don't have business credit, it's going to take some time. I'm not going to say it ain't going to happen, but it's going to take some time, okay? Now, suppliers may offer favorable terms too, so you'll have like companies that offer services even, and products and tools, and they will be able to extend payment terms or discounts. Because you have good credit or history, which honestly, history is what equals your credit, right? And you can negotiate better deals and build strong long-term relationships with those suppliers based on your business credit worthiness. Okay, so think of it like a report card. If you have a clean track record, your teacher is willing to do anything and everything for you. Okay, miss a day, cool, no problem. She might just lie on the attendance report and say you showed up because you've been a straight A student. You catch my drift? I know I used to get away with murder, okay, in high school. Well, throughout my K through 12, baby, okay, get away with murder. Why? Because not only did I have a dimple, but I was the teacher's pet, and I was on top of all of my work, my schoolwork. So whether that was a project, a test, homework, schoolwork, I was on top of it. And not only was I on top of it, but I was passing everything with flying colors. So they trusted me to be worthy to take a day off and not let that negatively affect my future track record. Bingo. So, and then also one last thing, and it's like really the most important thing too, like unforeseen circumstances can happen. Okay, shit happens. Just because you're running a business don't mean stuff doesn't happen still, okay? Especially in a business, you really can't predict what can happen. So you got to be able to put yourself in a position to be able to assess what happens when it does. So let's say when equipment, breaks down, or if you need repairs in your shop or your space, right? This is going to require immediate funding most of the time. And where do you have loads of thousands of dollars sitting there if you're not a good saver, right? Or you're a trust fund kid. I haven't met any of those. Let me know if you're a trust fund kid, because it'd be nice just to know somebody, just indirectly. Like I know there is a God or something. But seriously though, you need immediate funding, and having a credit line there for your business, it's going to secure you in so many ways in that department, okay? So now, and another thing, it prepares you for government funding as well. So you'd be surprised, but business credit can allow you to receive business grants. Yes, meaning because you have business credit, they see that you have been worthy of receiving funds and paying them back on time. They would be willing to extend you free money. Yes, there are some grants out there who will give you free money just because you have business credit. Well, not just because you have business credit, but you have to, in order to qualify to apply for the grant, you have to have certain things and documents in order, like established business credit, and that would put you in position to be able to receive that funding. I would know because I recently wanted to win a $6,000, right? Not $10,000. $1,000 grant from Miami Open for Business, and you need specific things in order, credibility wise, paperwork wise, history wise for your business. Your business profile has to be clean and concise and clear and up to date. And if you're not in all those, you're not gonna get approved. And luckily, I had all my things in order and I got approved. So yeah, business credit can put you in position to receive free money, i.e., business grants. Okay. So now we also have government contracting. Government contracting is basically where an institute that's run by the government, like a school or an agency, that would need someone or a business really, that would need someone to come in and give services, and they would fund you after you provide your services. They usually have a budget, and those budgets are the amount that they're willing to pay the people who come to provide the services that they need. Now, government contracting is huge. You can even do subcontracting. You also would need some other credentials in order, like certifications for your business. That's a whole other video and a whole other topic. But in order for you to even be able to get all that, you need business credit. Okay, so that's we focus on that first. Really quick. Also, it allows you to be eligible for small business loans. Have you heard of SBA? Well, those loans are tend to be big. And they can have very low interest rate, and they tend to be payments tend to be chopped out very small and spread out very long over time, right? Very long. So it's like you're barely paying anything back because you have a long time frame and a very small chunk amount to pay monthly. This is very great for people who plan on building something from the ground up or expanding into a much bigger space. The funds that you get from the SBA usually are much larger than what you would get from a regular bank. So now, let's get to how do you get it, right? How do we get this money that I keep talking about? How we get this credit? So the first thing first you need to do is to establish a paydex score. Okay, so what is a paydex score and why do you need it? A paydex score is a credit rating system developed by Dun & Bradstreet, which is considered as the DNB. Don't you worry, I'm going to have an entire checklist. Let me make sure I write that down too, because I have a tendency to forget to upload these things on the bottom. That entire checklist for you to be able to make sure that everything that I listed here, you'll be able to directly go to yourself, research yourself, sign in yourself, and start getting your business credit together. Okay, so I'm going to create a checklist for you all and have it downloadable under this video for this course. Now, let us make sure I highlight that in bold. You're getting this information in real time, y'all. Okay, I'm in my salon, so that's going to be a lot of noise in the background, but y'all getting this information in real time. So I gotta write this down and highlight it in my notes so I don't forget. Now, as I was mentioning, developed by Dun & Bradstreet. Now, what is Dun & Bradstreet, right? They are considered, think about, okay, personal credit, right? When you got personal credit, you have Equifax, you have TransUnion, you have Experian, right? They're the bureaus that oversee our credit scores, and that basically tells us about our history, our late payments, our on-time payments, our derogatory payments, our scores, all of that, right? They tell us that for personal. When it comes to business, we have the Dun & Bradstreet. You also have Equifax business, I believe, but Dun & Bradstreet is who develops your paydex score, okay? Now, Dun & Bradstreet is free to sign up on, okay? If you want to sign up and create a profile on Dun & Bradstreet, you can do that by looking for your business on Dun & Bradstreet. Do not pay for anything, do not pay for anything, do not pay for anything. Okay? They're gonna bombard you with little ads so you can pay for stuff. I don't care how good it sounds, you can do all this for free. Okay? Do not pay for anything on DNB. Okay? Now, as far as Dun & Bradstreet, it helps you determine your business's credit worthiness, okay? So the PAYDEX score is a numerical representation of a business's payment performance based on its credit transactions, okay? So the score ranges from about 0 to 100, with the higher scores indicating better credit worthiness, okay? So that would be 100 being the best possible score. The score is also determined by analyzing the timeliness of a business's payments to its creditors. So prompt payments contribute to a higher score. Okay, so if you're paying on time, every time, baby, the higher that thing go. Okay? Credit data and report determines your approvals. It also helps determine, actually, the credit data report determines your approvals, and the credit score determines your interest rate. Okay, I don't know if you got that, but the history, the history, basically the makeup, that report will tell you if you're going to get approved or not. So if you had late payments, it will most likely did not approve you. If you had the derogatory, they'll likely not approve you. And your credit score determines your interest rate. So if you have a high credit score, the lower your interest rate is. The lower your credit score is, the higher your interest rate is, okay? So I hope you got that. Credit data report determines your approval, and your credit score determines your interest rate. Now, moving on. All the way down. Move on, notes. Move. My notes went all the way to the end. Got a long ways to go. Hope you're picking up what I'm putting down so far, okay? Now, the PAYDEX score. An 80 is good. An 80 is pretty good. Actually, like a 70 is pretty good. But we always want to push for 80 and up, okay? 80 is a sweet spot. You'll basically get the same rates as someone with 100, okay? I believe Experian Business has as well, and there is, what's good is 76 and up, I believe. So for both DNB and Equifax Business, it would be 70 and up, considered as good. Yeah. Let me double check because I know I have to pick up my son from school soon. Okay, cool. I should have some time. Now, we also have the SBA score, okay? This is another score you have to be very mindful of. Remember I mentioned before, if you have business credit, you'll be able to get an SBA loan. Well, this is how. Your FICO SBA determines where you stand.
They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that could make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep chasing. I got all this potential that's deep inside of me, but they hate when you're successful cause they try to be. They sit there being judgmental because you're trying things, and they just want you to settle and do the right thing. So get a good job, don't slack off. Wake up every morning, make a good impression on your boss. Don't do anything that I wouldn't do. And when you're making money, make sure you don't spend it too soon. Fuck that, I'll do what I wanna do. I got a different path from everyone, and that includes you. Who are you to tell me how to live life? And these times it feels like nobody's right. Yeah. So I'ma figure out what else to succeed, and then invest all of my time into that and proceed. I need whatever the hell could make me happy, and I don't think you have a clue what could that be. They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that can make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep chasing. They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that can make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep chasing. This life could be special if I get rid of the devils. They think that I am a rebel. I think they want me to settle. There's nobody on my level. They think that work is too stressful. I think that work is essential. The grind is all in your mental. I don't think you understand what I'll go through just to be in control of my life soon. All the negativity, man, I'm in. I don't really need a mess with all I've been through. I've been making changes for the ages.
Start getting clear about what it is that you want to do, what you want to do, figure out the name of your business, figure out, the business, figure it out.
Okay. Life I won't regret it. I will fight until I get it. I'll look back one day from heaven and say, damn, I learned some lessons and say, damn, I had no questions. I had fun and every second. the journey was a blessing, yeah.
Your business that needs to be consistent with the same information. Your phone number, email, name, address, all of the things, okay? Now, also another thing about the SBA loan, a great time to apply for one is when there's like a hardship happening in like nationwide, like recently we had COVID. So SBA were giving out BP loans that you did not have to pay back, right? So if you have business credit, you'll be able to put yourself in the position to receive loans like that, right? I know I did. I got it twice, baby, during the pandemic. So I was only able to get some things because I had my paperwork and credentials in order. So don't think you don't need business credit. You may want to have it, so like I said, so you can open more doors for yourself in your business, okay? Even if you're not using the credit line, having an established store will take you places, okay? Now, first thing you gotta do